Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE Results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning, Andy Brownell. News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM. And I'm joined this Saturday morning by Robin Gwaltney with the Gwaltney Group RE Results. Good morning, Robin.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I am good.
Good. Ready for winter? Are you ready for winter?
Well, I mean, are you ever ready for winter?
This year's been such a weird year. I don't even care. Honestly, the real estate market gives me zero indication that winter is around the corner. So I'm in total denial.
I bet. Yeah, because everything's upside down this year. So.
Oh, my gosh. It's been crazy.
And you were the one who predicted that back in the cold days of March and April, that this fall was going to be gangbusters.
And honestly, not because I want to say, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so, because no, everybody wanted it to be that way. I mean, everybody was hoping that we would have a recovery and, we wouldn't get hit hard here in Rochester. And again, when Mayo kind of got their things back in order and had everybody back to work and reinstated everybody's income and all of that had such a huge effect on every industry, not just real estate.
Yeah, especially, within the 50 miles of Rochester.
In our local market, yeah. So, I mean, yes, we're still hit by the things that everybody else is hit by. I mean, the record high lumber costs are definitely driving up new prices, whether it's here or anywhere else, and I read something saying that recent price spikes in lumber actually added about $16,000 to the typical cost of a new single-family home. And if you can imagine how bad of an impact that would have had if we didn't have the counterbalance with the lowest ever interest rates. I mean, I think the reason people say to me, if construction has gone up so much, why in the world are there still so many houses being built? And I tell them, luckily that low interest is offsetting that, in addition to the fact that there's not a lot of options to buy things that are pre-built because we still have a supply and demand issue, and those people are pre-approved. They want to take advantage of that low interest rate. They've got to have a place to live, and if they can't find something that they like to buy, then they're faced with the option of building. And luckily, even with the inflated cost in the lumber, they can still afford to do it. So it's all good.
Well, how low are these rates?
Well, they said, in another article that I read here, I'll actually read it right from the article. It actually just came out. It says, mortgage rates just hit the 10th record low of the year. Mortgage rates have dropped to a new record low for the 10th time this year. The historic low is a result of big week-over-week decline following weeks of modest rate movement. The average rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 2.81%. the week ending October 15th, according to Freddie Mac's weekly primary mortgage market survey. That's a decrease of 0.06 percentage points from last week's 2.87%. And the previous record low of 2.86, which was set on September 10th. Goes on to say that a year ago, the rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 3.69. So we are nearing 1% less.
And we thought a year ago that was extraordinary.
Well, and it was. That's the crazy part. It really was. So, yeah, we are, it's good because it's keeping things moving right along, which is good for all of us.
And by design, too.
Yes, absolutely.
When the Fed decided to, announce that this is going to happen, they're going to continue doing it. I think the housing market was, played a big role in that because it drives so much else in the economy. When you sell a house, when you move, there's so many peripheral things that go along with it, and so many different jobs are affected by it. It's amazing how many jobs are tied in with what you do.
Yeah, and I think this is a good point made by Sam Cater, the chief economist at Freddie Mac. He says, regardless of I'll read what he says, so I'm not putting words into his mouth. He says, as we hit another low, the 10th record this year, many people are benefiting as refinance activity remains strong. However, it is very important to remember that not all people are able to take advantage of the low rates given the effects of the pandemic. You know, the people that are not working can't get loans, or the people whose credit this is messed up can't get these great rates. So, I mean, in a Pollyanna world, everybody could go out and buy a house and get this wonderful rate. But unfortunately, the people that hurt the most, it can't help a lot of times, you know. So we come right back to the serious need for affordable housing, and how hard it is to sometimes put those people who really need a home that they can afford into that home. It's a big challenge in my industry and in my personal life, because it means a lot to me when I can help those people who really want that home and deserve that home and work hard for that home finally get that home. That's just hugely rewarding.
Well, part of this is almost a peripheral aspect of it, or a lower tier aspect, that is, people move and take advantage of the lower interest rates to take on a larger home. It may end up creating opportunities at the lower end of the market.
Yes, let's hope so. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. A little bit later on in the show, I'm going to talk about some of the new listings that I actually have new listings. I'm so excited. And some of them are in that really affordable price range. So, hopefully that means some families that are out there working hard and trying to achieve that American dream and get into their first home are going to be able to do it.
Well, more and more people my age, I know, they talk, and every year I get a little older, and so more and more people join that camp of, looking to the townhomes that we've talked about.
Yes,
that you have
yes.
And that new development out by Essex Park, that you don't have to worry about mowing the lawn or shoveling. And
well, we got the two models that are complete and ready to move into. We got one sold, and the other one I think is getting close. We're negotiating on that one. So, but plenty more to come. So no worries.
And the other thing about the movement within the real estate market that's created by the low interest rates, the demand, is that does translate into jobs at appliance stores, the factories that make appliances, carpet, a whole string of opportunities that does provide a benefit to the folks who aren't able to take advantage of refinancing their loans.
Yeah, and this is not directly related by any means, but it's all related in the end, because it all intertwines together. What I heard this week on the Today Show is that there were 150,000 jobs added so far, just between Amazon and Walmart for the holiday season. So again, anytime we see huge numbers of jobs being added, it's all good, right? It's all part of the whole picture, the big picture.
The recovery. We're going to continue talking with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results, after we take this really quick break here on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
This is Clark Howard,
federal agent Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results, and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340. KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning and welcome back. Andy Brownell with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results here at News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. When we were talking just moments ago, Robin, you mentioned that you do have some new listings.
I am so excited. I actually have a half a dozen new listings that I want to talk about, because not only are they new on the market, but they are in that price range that most of our buyers can afford. And I'm super excited about that.
Well, fantastic. Let's hear all about them.
All right. So if you want to live out in Stewartville, we've got a really nice 2-bed, 2-bath townhome that was built in 2005 with 1-car garage. It's got a total of 1,080 square feet, and it is listed for $164,900.
Wow.
Yeah, so that, young professional who just got their first job, or maybe the couple that's just getting married, we are talking super affordable when you talk about $164,900 and pair that with an interest rate below 3%.
Oh my gosh, the payments would be rock bottom.
Way cheaper than rent, I'm just promising you. So call me. All right, now if you want to live over in Wabasha, we've got a nice listing up on Skyline Drive. That's up on the top of the hill by the golf course.
Okay.
It's got a nice view of the river valley. It's the backwaters kind of down behind the high school, but it's really pretty. Right now it's a gorgeous time of the year with the fall leaves and everything. That's a 3-bed, 2-bath house with a 3-car garage. It was built back in 1991. It's a 2-story with just over 1,600 square feet, and it is $204,000.
Right, that sweet spot.
So if you want to live in Wabasha, because now you're working remotely and you don't have to come into Rochester every day, or if you want to live in or own it in Wabasha for the weekends because you're over there on your boat every weekend. Either way, I'm happy to sell it to you. $204,000.
I know somebody who just did that recently. They bought a house to be a weekend cabin along the river.
Yeah, a lot of people do it. Yep. Okay, the next one is 1828 Evergreen Drive Northwest. This one's going to sell quickly. We have had, it went on the market on, I think, Thursday or Friday, and it has been back-to-back showings and phone call after phone call. Is it still available? Can you tell me this? Can you tell me that? Anyway, this one is a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car garage. It was built in 86. It has an extra lot off to the side, so it has a big side yard with a play set and a gazebo, and the people that have lived there have been there since the beginning, and it is immaculate, and it's $239,900.
Wow.
So yeah, it's super nice. And I have to tell you, that seller, it brings me to another subject, actually. That seller was a listener on this show, and they called me because they listen to us every week, which is a huge compliment. Thanks for that. But also, he said he was a little reluctant to call me because he had the impression that I only sell big fancy houses, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm begging for these listings. So he was really glad he called me, and I was really glad he called me because these are the ones that we need. Again, I like putting those people in their first time homes. It's super satisfying. And not that I'm saying I don't want to sell your $1 million house, because clearly not saying that, but
No.
I like them all sizes, all prices. So 18. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, you just haven't had the opportunity because there just hasn't been that many in this price range.
Exactly. So 1828 Evergreen Drive Northwest is kind of across the road from the New Lourdes High School, tucked in a little side street. Really nice location. Can be yours for $239,900.
Got that 3-car garage too.
If it doesn't end up in a bidding war, right? So, all right. So, and hopefully not if you act fast. All right, we've got a nice townhome at 5171 Foxfield Drive, and this one is listed for $252,500. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car garage, and it was built in 2017. So there's another nice affordable home.
Very new as well.
Yes. We've got one over in Country Club Manor that just came on the market yesterday, and it's a 4-bed, 2-bath, and it was built, I think, in 83. Yeah, and it has just about 1,900 square foot. It's a split level, but the people have taken immaculate care of it. They've been there, I think the entire time, or at least 30-some years, and I know it has all new windows. I know the roof is newer. I mean, it's been very well maintained. It has a nice backyard that's all fenced, and we're offering that one for $254,900.
Wow.
Okay. I know. Isn't this exciting?
As long as we've been doing this program, you've not had this many listings in this price range.
at one time.
Right.
I mean, these are all new this week, so I'm super excited about it. One more down in Kellogg. It makes sense that two of them are over in the Wabasha area this week because, as you all know, I hope, we've recently opened a Wabasha location, so we're really trying to get concentrated over there, get a lot more business over there as well. So we listed a super nice place in Kellogg. If you're a fan of the Watermelon Festival, you will host all the parties. This one is at 225 West Winona Avenue, and it's 3 beds and 3 full baths. It's a big ranch. It's about 2,700 square feet finished. It's got a lower level completely finished. It sits on a lot that's just under a half an acre, and it has I'm guessing there are some buyers that are going to want this house just because of the shed on the backyard. I don't know. It's something like, I'm guessing, but I think it's probably like 50 by 60. I mean, it's at least a 6-car garage, but they have it like sheetrocked, and they have furniture out there, and it's totally a man cave. It's like a whole separate man house, actually.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. They've got TV out there, pool table, everything. It's crazy. But anyway, that one has a nice big flat backyard, and it's in a really nice neighborhood surrounded by all other houses with families, single families and stuff, and it's $259.9.
Wow.
So there you go.
And that has the shed and everything.
Big, huge shed. Yeah.
I guess you really shouldn't call it a shed, right?
No, it's an outbuilding. In this case, it is the garage because this house does not have an attached garage. So it sits at the back of a very, very large concrete driveway. Just the concrete alone there is worth several $1,000s.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something you're going to want to check out. So again, super excited to have a half a dozen new listings that are in that affordable price range. Match that with the low interest rate. We should be able to make 6 new homeowners very, very happy this week.
Especially those low interest rates. So, give Robin a call on any of those homes. We're going to take another quick break and be right back with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Would you get on an airplane if you knew?
Results and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back. Andy Brownell and Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM. Not big news, but certainly something that everybody was waiting for. The Rochester Public Schools just yesterday announced that they're going to continue doing what they have been doing this fall, which would be distance learning for the older kids and this hybrid model for the younger kids where they go to school half-time and distance learn the other time. So I imagine that people who are considering a move to that bigger house because of this whole situation, some of them might have been waiting to see what happens, and now they have their answer.
Yep, you're absolutely right. So I think you're going to find this interesting. Nearly 16 million people have moved during the pandemic.
That's amazing.
It's a lot, yeah. And guess what? A lot of them have moved. Well, some of them have moved because they're forced, like they were in college and then their campus closed, so they had to move home or move elsewhere, right? I mean, so some of it, there was no option. Some of it is because people are living in a smaller home, and now we've got Mr. Homeowner working from home, Mrs. Homeowner working from home, and the homeowner's children schooling from home. So, of course, they want more space to spread out, space so they can do what they've got to be doing all day and do it effectively. So it has forced people to move. I know a lot of people who have moved to their lake cabins because they can work remotely from there. I know people who have young professionals that were here in Rochester working at IBM who've relocated back to wherever their families are because they can, and they can work remotely. So people are moving for a lot of different reasons, but let's face it, a lot of people are moving.
Yeah, that's 16 million is a
16 million.
Significant number.
Absolutely.
So I had heard, and this is what caught me by surprise, that millennials are moving more and more into the home buying market. And I guess, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I know a bunch of millennials who are doing just that.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't 10 years ago when we heard that the millennials, they have no interest in owning.
Okay, so let me talk about that, okay? I've actually got a great article here from Realtor.com that came out on October 7th, so, it's a week or so old, but still very pertinent, obviously. It says here that millennial home shoppers are quickening their home buying timelines due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a new survey, by Realtor.com, 2,000 buyers born between 81 and 97, millennials, keep in mind, make up the largest generation in the U.S. history. And now they are very eager to buy. All right? So if there is a silver lining to the current economic landscape, it's that the mortgage rates, once again, we keep hearing the mortgage rates are hanging around those record lows, which typically these millennials have very little or no equity to leverage, right? So when they're going out to buy these homes, it means they're getting larger loans with smaller down payments. Yeah. And thank goodness these historically low rates make that doable, make that manageable. So yeah, it's interesting. I looked at this results of this survey, and they say that 63% of these surveyed plan on purchasing a home because of their ability to work remotely. Cool. All right, so they can live where they want to live. 49% report that COVID has pushed them to buy a home because they're sick of being trapped inside four small walls, right? 68% report that the shelter-in-place orders help them save for their first down payment. So I guess they realize how much they spend, gallivanting around the country and golfing here and golfing there. And I'm speaking about my kids if they're listening. But anyway, all the things that they do spend their money on, if they can't go do it, does help them save, right? Yeah. 45% of those that were surveyed expect to receive financial assistance from family or friends to help them make that first home loan. So to get that 3% down or 5% down, some of them get a gift from family to make that happen.
That's nothing new.
That's nothing new. Some things never change, right?
And just anecdotally, the two millennials that used to live in this house, they're noticing, I'm paying this much in rent, and with these interest rates, my goodness, I can own a house for that.
Yeah. Yep. It's so smart. Well, you have given them my number, correct?
Yes. Everybody says your number.
Okay, good.
They're not quite there yet, trust me.
All right. Well, I'll be around a while. Don't worry.
It's Dad not ready to give the gift. How's that?
Gotcha. Well, I can work. Tell him I can work on that part. I can work on Dad. Anyway, so another article that I love, and I want to talk a little bit about this one, this was in the National Association of Realtors. They put this out saying that the buying sprees continue and the contract signings have surged to record highs, okay? So pending home sales are exceeding pre-pandemic levels and defying forecasts. August marked the fourth consecutive month of escalating sales contract activity, with all four major regions of the U.S. posting higher year-over-year pending home sale numbers. So, this is just, it keeps going up and up and up. Increased by 8.8% in September over September of last year. Contract signings are now, to a record of 132.8, and then it says contract signings are now 24.2% higher than 1 year ago. Oh. It's just going in the right direction.
It's happy news, let's put it that way.
Yes.
So, if you're listening to this and you're hearing about these record rock bottom interest rates again, and you're one of these millennials maybe who's looking at buying, well, Robin, how do we get a hold of you, especially considering the listings that we just talked about a little bit ago?
Yes. Yeah, they're going to go fast. So make sure you call me on my cell phone. That number is 507-259-4926. I'm always on it. I'll always answer it. If I can't answer it, I'll call you right back. So leave a message.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Robin.
Absolutely. I'm off to a wedding. What are you going to do the rest of the day?
Weekends. I'm on duty this weekend, so I'm
okay.
The weekend.
Gotcha.
All right. I'll find a little time to have fun, though. So
good.
We'll talk to you next Saturday. Thanks,
Sounds
Robin.
great.
Robin.
All right.
Yep. Bye bye. Robin Gwaltney with the Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Mayo Clinic Radio on the House. Dave Ramsey.